Today, we are going to talk about a powerful new way to think about personal security, a shield really, against the rising tide of these very sophisticated financial scams. We're going to dive into a simple, psychological defense that honestly, anyone can master. Just let that sink in for a second. The very qualities that make you a good person, your politeness, your willingness to help, your respect for authority, these are the exact tools that professional criminals are now using to try and get to your money. It's a really startling paradox, and you know what? Understanding it is the single most critical step to making yourself completely immune to their tactics. And to get there, we've got a really clear roadmap. First up, we'll explore what I call the politeness trap. Then, we're going to pull back the curtain on the scammer's playbook. After that, we'll build your 3 pillars of defense. This is the core of the whole strategy. Then we'll cover how to put your shield up with some practical tools. From there, we'll shift our focus from feeling anxious to feeling confident, before we finish up with your zero compliance commitment. It's a straightforward journey to total peace of mind. So let's start at the very beginning with the foundation of this entire problem, the politeness trap. This is really where the whole scam begins, long before they ever mention money. It starts by turning your own good manners against you. Think about it. For decades, you've been taught to answer the phone politely, to listen when someone says they're from an official organization, and to offer help when someone sounds like they're in trouble. Now, these are not character flaws, not at all. They're the virtues of a good society. But you have to understand, these scammers, they don't operate in a civil society. They have professionally crafted their scripts to prey on these exact instincts. They know that if they can just keep you on the phone by being polite, they have a window to build their fake story. This isn't about you being gullible. It's about their strategy being incredibly manipulative. Okay, so let's look at how that politeness trap fits into their bigger plan. To beat these guys, you have to know the specific psychological plays they're running, and you'll see they're surprisingly consistent. Their opening move is almost always a play on something called authority bias. A call comes in, and the voice on the other end says they're from the IRS or your bank's fraud department, maybe even the local police. And what happens? Immediately, your brain switches into a different mode. You think, oh, I need to take this seriously. They are absolutely counting on that reaction. It gives them an instant advantage and puts them in control from the very first second. So once they've established that false authority, their very next move is to isolate you. They will insist on secrecy. You'll hear things like, this is a confidential legal matter, or if you tell anyone, you could mess up the investigation. This is a giant blinking red light. Their goal is to cut you off from your best resource, a second opinion. They want to create this high-pressure bubble where they are the only voice you hear, which makes their fake crisis feel terrifyingly real. And let's be clear, the stakes here are unbelievably high. For anyone on a fixed income, a big financial loss isn't something you can just make back next year. It could mean losing your security, your independence, the financial future you worked your entire life to build. This isn't just about money, it's about protecting your autonomy. The loss is irreversible, which means your defense has to be impenetrable. So this really requires a fundamental shift in our mindset, kind of like an upgrade to our internal software. That old mindset of being polite and helpful to strangers on the phone, it's just not safe anymore. The new mindset is zero compliance. The old way of automatically trusting authority needs to be replaced with a new habit, verifying everything for yourself. And that old habit of keeping financial stuff private has to be replaced by being open with a trusted circle, family or friends. This isn't about becoming a different person, it's just about adopting a smarter, more protective strategy. Okay, this new mindset is the foundation for a really powerful and, believe it or not, simple defensive framework. Now that we get the problem, let's build the solution. This is your core strategy for financial security. And that brings us to the single most powerful concept in this entire explainer. Here it is. Defense is non-compliance. Your goal isn't to outsmart the scammer, or to debate them, or to trick them. Your goal is to give them absolutely nothing. No information, no emotion, and most importantly, no time. Non-compliance shuts down their entire playbook instantly. This whole strategy is built on 3 simple, memorable pillars. I want you to think of them like the legs of a stool. Together, they create unshakable stability. Number 1, the immediate hang-up rule. Number 2, the verification mandate. And number 3, the absolute zero tolerance rule. Let's break each one down. All right, pillar 1 is your first line of defense. The second and unsolicited call starts to create a feeling of urgency or fear or high pressure. You know, your grandson is in jail, your computer has a virus, you owe back taxes.
Your only job is to hang up the phone immediately. Don't say, "I'm not interested." Don't ask questions, just hang up. This is not rude, it is a critical security procedure. You're taking away their primary weapon, the time they need to build that psychological trap. Pillar 2 is your intelligence gathering phase, and it happens after you've hung up. The verification mandate means you never, ever trust information from a call or email that you weren't expecting. Caller ID can be faked, email addresses can be faked. If the call was supposedly from your bank, find your bank's phone number on your statement or the back of your debit card, and you call them directly. If it was the IRS, go to their official government website and find their real contact number. You have to be the one to start the contact, using info you found yourself. Pillar 3. This is the financial firewall. It's a bright, uncrossable red line. Scammers have to get paid in a way that's fast and untraceable. That's why they will always demand payment in one of 3 ways: gift cards, cryptocurrency, or wire transfers. You have to burn this into your brain. No legitimate organization, not the IRS, not Apple, not your local police, will ever, ever demand you pay them with a gift card, a crypto transfer, or a wire. The moment any of those are mentioned, you have 100% confirmation you're talking to a criminal. The answer is always no, automatically. So we have the strategy. Now let's talk about putting it into practice. This is all about turning these ideas into automatic habits and building a protective system around yourself. Here's your script. It's simple, it's direct, and it is so effective. I want you to actually practice saying it out loud. I do not engage with unsolicited calls. Goodbye. Just say it until it feels natural. The point of having a script is that you don't have to think or improvise when you're under pressure. You don't have to be clever or confrontational, you just need to be decisive. This phrase is your polite, firm exit strategy. And beyond the script, here are 3 practical tools. First, create what I call a social firewall. This is just an agreement you make with a trusted son or daughter or friend. The rule is simple. You will not act on any urgent financial request without talking to them first. This one habit shatters the scammer's secrecy tactic. Second, get familiar with reverse search tools. If you get a suspicious text, just type the phone number into a search engine like Google. A lot of times you'll instantly see reports of it being a scam. And finally, secure your email master key. Your main email is the key to your whole digital life. Protect it with a strong, unique password and turn on multi-factor authentication, or MFA. That's just the feature that sends a code to your phone before letting anyone log in. It's like a deadbolt for your digital world. You know, implementing these strategies, it's not just about avoiding a loss. It's about changing how you feel every day. It's about moving from a state of anxiety to one of calm, prepared confidence. Please remember, you are not fighting some technological battle against a super hacker. You're in a psychological game against a con artist. And the good news is, you can win this game every single time. It doesn't require you to be a tech genius. It just requires adopting these simple, defensive habits until they become second nature. This threat is completely within your control. It's kind of like having a fire extinguisher in the kitchen. You don't live in constant fear of a fire, but you feel a lot calmer and more secure just knowing you have a tool and a plan if one ever breaks out. That's what this framework does. It transforms that nagging, low-level anxiety about scams into a feeling of confident vigilance. You're not being paranoid, you're just prepared. And that preparedness is what secures your financial independence for the long haul. So all of this brings us to a final and really crucial point. We've covered the threat, we've looked at their playbook, and we've built the defense. Now it's about making a conscious choice to protect yourself. So I'm asking you this as a direct question, a gentle challenge. Will you make a commitment right here and now to yourself and your family? A commitment to a new protocol where your default response to any unsolicited, high-pressure request is a calm, firm, and absolute no. This decision, this is the final piece of your shield. It's the moment you decide your financial security is way more important than a stranger's attempt to manipulate your good manners. And so we end where the money is. This is the last line of defense, and honestly, it's the easiest one to hold. Let's just say it one more time. Any request for payment using a gift card, cryptocurrency, or a wire transfer is a scam. It's not a maybe, it is a 100% confirmation of fraud. Committing this absolute refusal list to memory is your ultimate shield. So as we wrap up, just remember that the greatest threat these criminals pose isn't technical, it's psychological. It's designed to prey on your instinct to be polite. And because of that, your most powerful defense is a simple, calm policy of non-compliance. Just hold on to two non-negotiable actions: the immediate hang-up on any high-pressure call and the absolute refusal of those untraceable payments. Those two habits alone will make you an impossible target. By embracing this, you're not becoming cynical, you are becoming wise. You're taking control. And armed with this simple knowledge, you can confidently navigate the modern world, outsmart any scammer who calls, and secure the savings you've worked a lifetime to build.